What's up, guys? This is your first weekly video that I told you I'll be putting together for you. I'm going to try to keep this to 5 minutes or less. Hopefully it helps you out. This is based on some of the questions I've been getting. Keep up the great work, though. It seems like everybody's doing really awesome. So some of the main questions. Why no peanut butter? Why no regular coffee? Regular coffee is loaded with herbicides and pesticides, the bean. And it contains a toxin known as a mycotoxin. So regular coffee is actually very toxic. So you want to go with organic, and keep those toxins out of the body. As far as peanut butter or peanuts are actually grown underground, and there's a fungi or a mold that kind of attaches onto it. There's something, they're known as aflatoxins, okay? In the processing of peanut butter, a lot of times 80 to 90% of that is killed off, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. In peanuts, just like pasteurized dairy or gluten, are something that we become intolerant to over time because they tend to be in the diet in higher quantities. So it's good to take those things out, because if the body is under stress from food that we're intolerant to, it's not going to work efficiently or correctly. So that's the deal with peanut butter and coffee. Coffee, no coffee after 2 p.m., that's really more of a sleep thing. And Dana has noted, she's a big caffeine person, but she's noticed the quality of her sleep has increased dramatically. That's just in a week. Okay, how about the lemon water? The lemon water is something that I first learned about from the Chinamen I used to work with at my dad's restaurant. They would always drink hot lemon water all day long. I thought it was silly. Go back a few years ago, one of the guys, John Meadows, that was my nutrition and bodybuilding coach, had that in my plan. So then I started researching it. So lemons contain a phytochemical that helps with phase 2 detoxification. So there's two phases of detox: phase 1 and phase 2. So the reason for hot lemon water and having that in the morning, there's a couple things. Hot water helps vasodilate the stomach, increases blood flow to the area, which is going to help get these the phytochemical over to the liver, which is going to help us detox. Now, why in the morning? The body's already in a natural cleansing state in the morning, so we want to add to that. Okay, I don't think it'll hurt you later on, but that's why we do hot lemon water in the morning. And anything sour will really help with liver detox. Now, let me back up a little bit too. With detox, there's a couple main things we're concerned with: our GI tract, our gut, and our liver. And your liver is basically your main fat burning organ. However, if there's too many toxins in the body, the liver has to assume the role of assisting the kidneys in detoxing this waste and toxins out of the body. So it can't focus on both things at once. Fat movement and fat burning and detoxing. So we really want to focus on liver health. So that's another reason for the lemon water, and staying well hydrated. If you're dehydrated, okay, and you have your urine charts, but if you're dehydrated, the liver again has to take on the role of the kidneys, and it's not going to be worried about body fat. Quick side note I have here in my notes, and it wasn't a question, it's just something I picked up in my research. Real cranberry juice, not sweetened, is very tart. Is excellent for, again, helping with detox. And there's been a lot of research. It won't make cellulite go away, but it definitely helps with the phase 2 liver detox and stubborn fat. So real cranberry juice, again, it's very tart. The way you would do that is, take like 4 ounces of that, put it in a 32 ounce container, filtered water, mix it together, drink it. That's just an interesting side note. Fasting. A lot of people are saying, what's the deal with the fasting? So there's a couple reasons. As far as the detox, digestion will improve greatly when we give the gut a break. I've been doing intermittent fasting since 2 months out from my bodybuilding show, so I'm going on, I don't even know, 6 months maybe now, which is crazy when I think about it. But I've noticed I have no more need for digestive enzymes, which is really cool, and that's something I've never really heard anybody talk about with intermittent fasting. But two, it helps us to regulate our hunger signals much better. Okay, I've gotten much better at listening to when am I just, fantasizing or obsessing about food, or when am I actually hungry, when am I full. And the better we digest, the better, the hydrochloric acid production and things of that nature, the better we're going to eliminate toxins. So that goes back to fiber, which I'll talk about in a second. For the guys doing a 24-hour fast, you'll see that it's really not that hard physically. It's more of a mental issue the first time you do it. Today is my 24-hour fast. It's actually a day I look forward to now, because I don't get interrupted by food. I don't think about it, and I'll enjoy my meal tonight. As far as the body composition effects of intermittent fasting, when we wake up, cortisol should be going up, okay? And with that, growth hormone comes up. Now, if we eat a typical breakfast right away, like most people have been taught to do, that makes insulin go up, growth hormone go down, cortisol go down. You get sluggish, you get hungry right after, and you're basically not allowing the body to tap into its fat stores, and you're setting yourself up for the whole day. So as we trend towards that 16-hour, 20-hour mark more with intermittent fasting, growth hormone really spikes. So that's something that, that's pretty cool. Another thing I've noticed is you will not lose any muscle intermittent fasting. That's the way the human body was designed. It was feast or famine. It wasn't eat every 2 hours, like we've been taught through the bodybuilding world. But I've also noticed that the nutrient partitioning or shuttling of where the food goes, okay, for the average person, and I put myself right in that group. When we eat, we tend to store equal amounts of fat, and some of it might go to muscle if there's a demand for it. But with eating less frequently, we increase insulin sensitivity. What that means, when we eat, the muscles, especially if we're training, which most of you are gonna be highly sensitive to taking in the nutrients. Okay, so we're trying to control where those calories and macronutrients are going. So that's some of the cool stuff with fasting. Real quick, without adequate fiber in the diet, a lot of people have been asking about the fiber, and I recommend between 60 and 80 grams of fiber per day, depending on the size of the person. And that's why we have to supplement with it. You're not going to get that through your food. But without adequate fiber, the food is actually going to move so slowly through the gut sometimes that it literally begins to rot in your intestines, which is pretty gross. Fiber, insoluble and soluble, will help feed the good bacteria in the stomach, in the gut. And I wrote a note down here, when you don't get enough fiber, up to 90% of your cholesterol and bile acids get reabsorbed and recirculated. Okay, so that causes additional liver stress, which again causes it to get away from its main function of being a fat burner. That will lead to problems with, on a side note, with fatty liver symptoms or fatty liver disease, and spiking cholesterol levels. So fiber will help with lowering your cholesterol if that's a concern for you. And I think that are all the questions I got. Let me just look through my notes real quick. Organic whole eggs, guys, excellent. They can contain 3 amino acids, okay, or cage-free eggs that produce stimulate bile production and stimulate the phase 2 pathway. Remember, there's phase 1 and phase 2 pathways of detox. So, excellent for helping the body. And kale, excellent vegetable. Kale contains a amino acid that converts toxins into non-toxic waste for elimination. So kale. Get a lot of veggies in, and that's part of the reason you are doing your wellness greens as well. So I hope I covered everything there. I know it was kind of quick. I didn't want this to be too long. If you have any questions on the video, shoot me an email and I'll gladly respond. All right, keep up the great work. You're doing awesome.